Jai SriRamakrishna. Good evening, children. I hope you're all doing good. So today I am here to tell you a story about Dhruva. Long ago, there lived a king named Uttanapada, who was the son of the king Manu. The king Uttanapada had two wives whose names were Suniti and Suruchi. Suniti had a son named Dhruva, who is the hero of today's story, while Suruchi also had a son and his name was Uttama. The younger wife, Suruchi, was so beautiful and full of charms. Therefore, the king was so enamored of her and he always lived there. The elder wife and elder son Dhruva was completely neglected by the king. He never visited Suniti and Dhruva even once. One day, Dhruva went to his aunt Suruchi's palace. He found his brother Uttama was sitting on the king's lap. He was talking so endearly to his father and he was mischievously laughing. The king held Uttama so close to his heart and speaking very lovingly. It was full of fun, love, and affection to watch. Dhruva, who was longing for his father's love, flashed forward with his arms wide open to embrace his father. But his aunt Suruchi never wanted Dhruva to get closer to the king. She held Dhruva by his shoulder and asked him where he was going. Dhruva replied, "I want to sit on my father's lap." Listening to Dhruva's wish, Suruchi got annoyed and started yelling at Dhruva. "Listen, you brat, you are not my son and therefore you are not fit to sit on the king's lap. Pray to Lord that you will be born to me in your next birth. Only then will you be able to sit on the king's lap." So cruel was Suruchi to Dhruva. Listening to Suruchi's cruel words, Dhruva looked up to his father with tears rolling down his cheeks, seeking his father's rescue. But the king Uttanapada never uttered a word because he feared of earning the displeasure of his favorite wife. Quite helpless, Dhruva was kicked out of the palace. Sobbing aloud, Dhruva turned back and ran to his mother. Suniti saw her son from a distance and, anxiously wanting to know what had happened to him, went close by and hugged him tightly to his heart and asked him, "What happened, my child? Did anybody say anything to you? Have you been hurt?" Listening to his mother's consoling words, Dhruva's grief increased and he started narrating what had happened to him in the palace. Quite shocked and surprised, Suniti said, "Don't weep, my child." Then Dhruva said, "Mother, why is father so unloving to me? Everybody loves his children. But why is my father neglecting me? Is there a way to gain my father's love? Can anyone help me at all? Then Suniti said, Yes, my boy. There is only one who helps all helpless people in the world. He is none other than Lord Narayana. If you can get a vision of Lord Narayana, then all your troubles and worries will be at an end. Quite relieved, Dhruva asked his mother, Mother, who is Lord Narayana? How can I meet him? Will he listen to me, or will he just deny me as how my father does? Suniti replied, No, my boy, he never does that. He is very kind and considerate, and he will grant you whatever you ask for. Then Dhruva made up his mind to somehow get a vision of Lord Narayana. He begged his mother very hard to allow him to do so. Poor Suniti, with a lot of hesitation, she undressed the princely wear of Dhruva and dressed him in clothes made of bark of trees. She advised Dhruva to chant the Lord's name with his mind all set on the Lord. Those who love the Lord will be cared and loved by the Lord. And she told him to forget everything else and to fix his mind only on the Lord. By doing so, the Lord will surely appear before you and will grant you whatever you desire. With a strong heart, Suniti bade farewell to her son. Dhruva bowed to his mother and left to the forest. Leaving the kingdom behind and walking slowly into the forest, the sage Narada accosted Dhruva and asked him, Son, who are you? Why have you dressed yourself with the bark of the trees? And where are you going? The kingdom is behind you, and the path you are taking now will lead you only to the forest. Don't you know that there are fierce animals in the jungles? What is the purpose of getting into the forest? Dhruva listened to the sage Narada and bowed to him and said, O Maharishi, I want to do tapas in the forest to gain the vision of Lord Narayana and my father's love. To this, Lord Narayana said, Is it only at the need of a man's love that you are going to perform tapas in the forest? What does it mean to you? Look at your mother. She is very lonely and she will be missing you badly. Come, I will take you back to your kingdom. Your mother will be most happy to see you there. Then Dhruva said, I am sorry, Maharishi. I cannot go back to the kingdom. I want to do tapas and gain my father's love. Me and my mother have been neglected by the king, and by gaining Lord's vision, I will gain my father's love and my mother will be benefited out of it. Thus, Narada saw the boy so firm in his purpose. So Narada decided to help the boy. He leads him in his path. He advised him to take this path which will lead to the sacred river Yamuna. On her banks there is a forest called Madhuvana where he can perform the tapas. Then he advised the boy to take a bath in the sacred river and sit under a tree and perform his tapas with all his mind set on Lord Narayana. Lord Narada drew the boy towards him and whispered the Lord Narayana mantra on Dhruva's ears. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Listening to this Narayana mantra, Dhruva started walking towards the sacred river Yamuna. He took his bath in the river and sat under the tree with all his mind set on Lord Narayana and repeating the Lord Narayana mantra. Days passed by. In the first month, he ate 1 or 2 apples once in 3 days and immersed himself completely in tapas throughout the day. In the second month, he ate few leaves once in 6 days and performed his tapas. In the third month, he had a little water once in 9 days and performed his meditation. In the fourth month, he swallowed a little air once in 12 days and performed his tapas. In the fifth month, he didn't even swallow air but stood on 1 foot and completely got immersed in his tapas. His severe austerities in tapas and meditation moved the 3 worlds. The intensity and the heat of his tapas created created so much of intensity that the gods in the heaven could not withstand it. The gods in the heaven ran to Lord Narayana and sought his rescue. They all went to Lord Narayana in Vaikunta and asked to give his vision to the small boy and grant him all that he desires. To this, the Lord Narayana replied, "Yes, I know Dhruva's tapas has reached the culmination and I shall go and give my vision to him." Saying so, he got up and seated upon an eagle's chariot, Garuda Vahana. He flew faster than the wind and reached Madhuvana in no time. He saw the boy Dhruva standing on 1 foot, having his eyes closed and performing tapas. The Lord Narayana loudly said, "Dhruva, I am so much pleased by your tapas and I have come here to bless you. So open your eyes and see me." To this, Dhruva replied, "O Lord, please excuse me if I don't obey your order immediately." During the 5 months, I had many such voices, and every time I opened my eyes to see you, but realized that it was only the trick of my mind. If you had really come, please appear before my mind, and then I will be sure that you have really come. Listening to these words, Lord Narayana appeared before Dhruva's mind eye. Now, Dhruva opened his eyes to find the effulgent form of Lord Narayana appear in front of him, the same as that it appeared in his mind. But he could not speak even a word because he was so surprised and shocked. Knowing his predicament, Lord Narayana touched the boy with his conch shell. The moment he felt the touch, words started flowing out of Dhruva. He said, O Madhava, Madhusudana, Narayana, Govinda, even the Creator with 4 faces cannot describe your glory. How can I, a mere child, describe your glory? Listening to these very pleasing words, Lord Narayana blessed the child Dhruva with whatever he longed for. Lord Narayana said, Go back to your kingdom, my dear. Everybody will love you so dearly and affectionately. You will rule the kingdom and you will become a great king on earth. You will perpetuate a name on earth. And once your life is over on earth, you will become a star in the sky. All the great planets and even the great rishis will whirl around you, and you will shine in the sky forever. So this is how, so firm with his mantra and chanting on Lord Narayana, the King Dhruva became a star in the sky. So with this story, what we learn is that with great faith and determination on Lord Narayana, one can achieve anything they desire in life. Thank you.
Dear children, Namaste. I hope you are enjoying the videos that we have posted on our YouTube channel so far. If you have any queries on morals, on values, or if you have any doubts on religious practices, you can post your queries to our email ID, that is office@rkmmvcc.org, and we will answer your queries through our YouTube channel. Thank you. Thanks. Namaste.